Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being interested in ZIZ via its various means. And I'm sure that on behalf of the management and staff, I can safely say thank you for being adherents, being fans, being listeners to ZIZ radio, television, on Facebook, etc. Today, of course, being Wednesday, the 26th of August 2020, we are very grateful for a lovely, sunny, bright, and promising day in our country. And we are hoping that even if the weather is not sunny where you live, where you are, that at least there is sunshine in your life. And this ought to be because we have to give Almighty God, as per usual, thanks and praise and honor and glory for being so kind as to keep us here alive, healthy, sane, and free. We are having an open line again today, as promised, and so we invite you, as usual, to express yourselves. Do so frankly and candidly, do so decently, and of course, do not expect everyone. And sometimes we really shouldn't be surprised if no one agrees with what we say. But certainly we cannot expect everyone to agree with what we say. Of all the great philosophers and thinkers throughout the ages, not one of them can count on being universally accepted. Not one of them can say every Munamba guy agreed with what he said. Alright? Sometimes even members of your own family, of your own group, of your own team, of your own inner circle disagrees. Let's take the first call. Yes, good morning. Okay, we lost him or her. Let's take another one.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Blake.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, brother. How is it day going for you?
Fairly well, man. I just love the environment. You know, I love St. Kitts.
I know it is.
There's no question about it.
According to the news, Brother Blake, you know, some weeks or some days gone there when the Coast Guard capture a boat down in Trinity Bay, Point Town Bay.
Yes.
Yeah, with those what you call smugglers.
Mm-hmm.
And they hold the captain of the boat, also the boat, and then I think they got 3 of the people were in the boat, and one is a large.
2 of the 3, yes. Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, on the news, let me see, all who were in the boat were charged, including the captain. Well, he has to be charged anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the one is at large. Well, they ain't got hit, so they can't charge you. But one of them who they hold, they ain't charge you for nothing. And I was wondering why, what kind of law in the world could set that person free? Sorry, because, Mr. Blake, if you give me a ride in your car, and I come in and you know you don't have no gun on you, and I got me gun, I got crack cocaine on me, and police stop your car, and when they search your car, they see the gun under the seat, they're going with you and me and the car.
Mm-hmm.
So they ain't going to let go you and say, well, you're responsible for the car. And they ain't going to let me go and say, well, he ain't mine, me responsible for the car. Are you going with it? So I don't know how that day.
No, well, sometimes one person in the car might have 2, 3 persons, and one person might own up and say, hey, the others, I understand, the drug, the gun, whatever is mine, in which case the others might very well be released.
Right.
If okay, one person owns up, yeah.
Yeah. Now, something again in the news up Nevis. We know that the government been trying their best to cut down the crime. And they did so well to get a lot of these guys who was misled and on the negative road of life to give up their ammunition, and they try to live a better life. And they are living a better life, which we are happy for.
Mm-hmm.
Now in Nevis, me hear in the news, this boy and a woman was walking, going where they going. And they were attacked by 2 other fellows and 2 other intruders, perpetrators, and leg a shot and catch the boy in the hand. Now, you could see those people, they don't mean to have no good for other people, I mean for the country, and they do not respect the law. So I am saying this now, me saying this. They got them. when they're ready to try the case, that was attempted murder. When they're ready to try the case, penalize them, 50 years in jail. No kind of bail, nobody come tell nobody about no rehabilitation, nothing here. Because that is attempted murder. And they hear that a lot of men put on their gun because they don't read the stupidness, but they want to keep it up. That is my thing, That's my opinion, and who don't like it, well, that's the business.
Exactly.
Thank you, Brother Blake.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, but certainly we must be aware that those kinds of guys will always be around. The Bible makes it clear, or history makes it clear, that man's heart is desperately wicked, and you're going to have people like that forever until Jesus Christ comes, cleanses the earth, and establishes a new, perfect and pure civilization once again. Now, of course, we're happy that a lot of the guys seem to have given up their ammunition, according to the caller, their weapons. But we would really wish and hope that they'd go a bit further, in fact, somewhat further, and give up their lifestyle. Abandon that kind of lifestyle, not just the weapons, which they can always resort to and retrieve at some point in the future. If you get them vexed, as we say, we find out that this was only a temporary move. We prefer that they give up their lifestyle, and I think that is where we should be heading. That is where our resources and our actions should be directed, to help these guys, lead them in the path, direct them to the road wherein they give up their lifestyle, not just their weapons of destruction. Some of them, of course, would have taken lives. Now we want them to give up their lifestyle and become law-abiding, industrious citizens, like the majority of us, we did one will hope. Now, I would like to know what some people think with respect to the incidents in the United States. In so many states, we can name so many states in which individuals have begun to protest and demonstrate as a means of venting their dissatisfaction with certain behaviors, particularly of the police. Now, of course, I am one of those who champion any day the right of individuals to protest, including here in St. Kitts, in the Caribbean, throughout the world. People should have a right. It should be enshrined in all the laws and constitutions that people have a right to protest, to demonstrate, to oppose. But all of this should be done peacefully and within the confines of the law. I do not condone for 1 minute, that's me personally speaking. I remember you don't agree with me. Always remember that. People resorting to destroying property, smashing cars, burning vehicles, destroying buildings, whether it be bakeries, shops, stores, pharmacies, museums, libraries, schools. I will never support that. Let's hear what this caller has to say. Hello. Okay. So whereas I believe that people have a right, and that right should be protected and respected, to demonstrate. Fill the street with hundreds, thousands, or hundreds of thousands. Fill the street with millions. And demonstrate and let your voice be heard. But leave people's property alone. Hello?
I agree with you. I agree with you, Mr. Blake. The property did not kill the fellow or shoot the fellow. And the car did not shoot him. So innocent people should not be perished and punished for the guilty ones. Now, if anybody are wrong, and they could take out the phone and watch a police got his knee in a man's neck, killing him. You're watching him and you're taking the picture. But then the police gonna be able to get up. The man dead, and he gone, and the police gone, and then you're gonna say, well, he should be fired from job. Well, this is me. This is me, Mr. Blake. God ain't make not two personal life. Not even Soyam his twin. If I could do anything to the police, hear me, to let him feel what the man who he's killing feeling, I would have done it there. And if I ain't do it there, I ain't gonna go burn down nobody place. I will walk in the street and let me make our crowd bigger and better in demonstration, because the more the larger the crowd, the more effective our purpose is. And I strictly against anybody go stop any demonstrators with big gun pointing at them. If the demonstrators are not violent, you don't have no go there with no big gun pointing at them. But peaceful demonstration, respect that.
Definitely.
You go and you stand up and you smile and you wave to the demonstrators. And the demonstrator going to wave back because they see well then that you ain't come to kill them. But you going to stand up with demonstrators with big gun pointing. You know what a gun for? A gun is to use to kill. So therefore, if you come in at me with your gun, hey, me gonna have to get back one to you know. Me gonna have to get back, and if you knock me, I'm in a dead, well, you are the champion. But if you leg at me and me in dead, well, me gonna be the champion. But this thing in America got to stop. Somehow it has to stop. You gonna tell me because of the color of my skin? You mean and I'm walking going down the street, whether I jogging was yes or not, and your skin different to mine? You gonna say, man, we gonna just take down him, and this is the norm. Take down he. And you gonna answer? No, that ain't supposed to be. Come on, people, man. Get that straight. And I can tell you, so goes the leader, so goes the followers. When a leader gonna say, well, them third world countries is S world countries. He ain't talking about the soil and the land, you know. He's talking about the people, you know. So he injecting ignorance in the ignorant people head. Don't regard them as people. Them is what he call S world. Anyway, Brother Blake are gone again.
All right, certainly those are irresponsible and ridiculous statements to make, but I still do not believe that gives anyone the right to loot, burn, destroy. Good morning, caller.
Morning, Mr. Blake.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Blake, this thing about the killing in America, it has been going on for a very, very long time. And they've been protesting peacefully too. I myself is not for the violence. I don't think the protest should escalate into the violence. But I think it is time that world leaders, starting with black leaders, starting with the closest neighbor, starting with Caribbean leaders, and then African leaders, and then the other leaders around the world, should put America on notice. Nowhere else in the world black people are being treated like that. So that means it's not a consensus. It's an American thing. So I think the time has come in this point in time in the world for world leaders to say to America, it must stop. And we must start even with Timothy Harris. Send America a message. Write the president a letter. State Department, whoever in America, and tell them it must stop now. Because it seems as if everybody's complacent. Everybody just watching them do it, and the poor people protesting, and nothing. Put America on notice. Tell them stop.
Hello? Oh no, she dropped out? That's a shame. Yeah, well, okay, I agree that the United States need to be told that this kind of behavior towards minorities is not accepted. But, hello, let's hear from this caller. Hello?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Blake.
Morning, sir.
I called to support culture and the last caller, the two last callers.
Yes.
And the last caller was so correct, exactly what I pick up my phone to call and say, that the leaders of the Caribbean and other places, they need to take a stand against America and the brutal killing of black people, and it goes for nothing. And pressure make water go uphill. If the people are not getting no justice, and like the last caller said, it's been happening for years. It's been happening for years. Listen, it could have been any one of us in that situation, and something urgently need to do about the killing of black people. I watched a video that someone sent to me from the United States to show you that this is all racism. A white man and 3 cops with a gun pointing at him, and he got a knife. And up to now, not one of them pull a trigger. He going at them, and not one of them. This man have a knife going at 3 police, and they're going back. Not one of them pull a trigger. But a black man now, who have absolutely nothing, whether he talk back to them or whatever, he have no kind of weapon.
Yeah, let me interrupt you here. Just for conclusion, how was that matter settled with the white guy attacking the officers with the knife? How did they subdue him in the end? What happened? Just for conclusion, because
They arrested him. They just arrested him, and whatever come out, they come out.
So they were able to subdue him without using their weapons, without using their guns.
Somebody with a car, I think. Okay, an ex-police with a car, drive and hit him.
Okay.
But just push him down.
Yes.
And
then they rushed him. I imagine. Yeah.
And they arrested him. That is what took place with that.
I see.
But the leaders, they need to take notice. Because America putting all kind of sanction and all kind of thing on us. Well, why can't we stand up against the brutality of our people? Like I was saying, any one of us could have been in that position, and something need to be done about it urgently. We cannot allow this thing. Water does come out of my eye when I see this kind of a thing. I mean, your police can just put it in a man's neck, a black man, and the black man shuckle, and they tell you don't move. What you could do? What else can you do? Eh? They're pressurizing you. They actually do your things to make you move, and they tell you don't move. 10 police and 1 man, and they're telling him don't move. They got his foot, they got his hand, they got his neck, and they apply pressure and telling him don't move. And listen, the Caribbean leaders have to come together and represent black people because we are all black.
Okay.
That's all I have to say for now. Thank you.
Yeah, we take that view, of course. We accept all the views that people, including an opposing view, because that's what this is about, speaking frankly and candidly. What's on your mind? Let's take this other caller. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, how are you, man?
I'm fine, thanks.
Yeah, just jumping into the conversation real quick, man.
Yes, carry on.
This type of treatment that we blacks here in America get in is pathetic, and it's a great conversation here, but it's time for action to be done, man. Right now, this period here, I think that, those people who wants to stand up for equal rights and justice, they possibly have America at a good stage right now to stand up and protest. But black people, man, we need unity. We need more unity, and we need more strength. And the leaders in the Caribbean, they're scared of America putting sanctions on them, and that's why they don't stand up against America. But you can't see wrong being done and don't say nothing. And you see that little St. Kitts and Nevis right there? That little nation of St. Kitts and Nevis, right now, they are on the world stage, bro. I believe St. Kitts and Nevis can make a difference. Timothy Harris needs to realize the position that he is in. This team unity, they can go after accomplishing some intangibles rather than business as usual, having the type of politics where they go around and fix the roads and give people houses. This team unity government need to realize that they can accomplish some intangibles. I be hearing people down there locally screaming for transparency and stuff like that. Those are the type of things that team unity needs to go after in the second term. They have a great mandate, and they need to pull away from the old style of politics. You understand?
Yes, sir.
They have a white boy in South Carolina who shoot up that church. He's still alive. He's in jail right now, I think.
Yes.
And the cops and them took this little kid to McDonald's, but when they arrested him, they took him to McDonald's. But any black person in this country, when we come up against the police, whether it's just a minor traffic stop, bro, it's any minute we can be killed, because the moment you start opening your mouth, they start saying to themselves, yo, listen, man, are we about to take out this black kid? As a black man in this country, these cops, all cops are not bad,
Yeah.
but most of them are already starting out the gate with a bias against a black man in this country.
Yeah.
And black Americans in this country, they have people
Yeah,
here,
you have 60 seconds more.
the idea that they have, if it's not concerning me, I'm not going to bother with it. Your own neighbor here don't even say hi to you or good morning to you. People don't care about anything here unless it hits home to them. Even with this COVID virus stuff, thousands of people are dying from
Yeah, you have
COVID
30 seconds
but
more.
unless it hits home to you,
You have 30
it's
seconds more.
It doesn't seem like it's real. And America has two viruses right now, and it's COVID virus and racism.
Okay.
And they need to address that, man. Black people need to be stopped killed in this country.
Okay, thank you.
These white cops need to stop killing us like that.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Man, have a good day.
You too. All right, we're going to ask our callers, of course, to limit themselves to a maximum of 2 minutes as per usual for the time being. All right, let's take another caller. Hello?
Hi, Mr. Blake, good morning.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Mr. Boyne, expect a call from me later. Yes.
Yeah. The last caller, he made a point earlier when he was talking about, you know, the Americans, they're quick to bring sanctions on Caribbean leaders.
Well, no, on others, not just Caribbean leaders. We have to be honest here. Not just Caribbean leaders. They're quick to bring sanctions on others.
No, but my own is directed to, I should have mentioned it in terms of democracy. Yeah, I know they bring sanctions on North Korea, on Iran.
No, all over the world. All over the world. They love to sanction. Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to democracy, right? You know, I was very surprised the other day when I heard when Donald Trump said, when the if the November election, if they run the November election, he can guarantee them that he's going to accept the results. You know, this is the United States saying it. And the other day, I mean, you had, you know, Mike Pompeo making all kind of threats to Guyana in terms of the leaders. You know, they're going to buy them from visas and these different stuff. You understand? Talking about sanctions. But what is currently taking place in Belarus? We haven't heard the United States mention anything. You understand? You know what is going on in Belarus?
Yes, I do.
That general election about 3 weeks ago. And this guy, I think his name, Alexander
Lukashenko, yes.
Right. The United States has mentioned absolutely nothing. But, you know, in terms of Venezuela and Guyana, you know, they want to ban the leaders from coming to the United States. And, you know, I mean, it's just, you know, just one-sided. And then they need to look in their own backyard based on the statement that Donald Trump made the other day. You know, because he's trading very badly against Joe Biden. And he's going to say that, you know, he can't guarantee that he's going to accept the November general election. America, democracy. Thank you, Mr. Blake.
Thank you. All right, let's take another caller. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Blake.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question that I need to get some clarification on.
Sure.
It's not pertaining to the riot that is going on, the demonstration. This is something new. And I guess there's other people who would like to know your opinion on this. There's something going around about you pay 500 US and you get 4,000. Tell me what you think about that. You know, give me some light.
Yes.
On that. I will listen to you.
Of course, yeah. Before we do that, we have some other people on the line. We'll take them first. So you can hang up and listen. Hello?
Good morning, Brother Blake.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, I just want to tell my good friend Tango that black, in the Caribbean alone, black leaders are supposed to stand up. In the whole world, where black leaders are ruling and black people controlling and black people live, all black people are supposed to come together and stand out for the ignorance going on in America with our brothers and sisters. I don't think it's fair. You understand? Because when these things take place and a family member other black people, you know what they got to go through? The tribulation they got to go through, the feeling they got to go through, the heartbreaking they got to go through, and other family member, they even affect other black people too, because we all are black, and we cannot allow racism to take over the whole world, boy, because America trying to be like that, and other countries, some other countries like that too. But we can't afford to let them run and just start to kill the black people and destroy black people because how they affiliate against. You understand? And I believe that is it time now for black people, whether you think it nervous, whatever part of the world you be, you got to stand up for your brothers and sisters. It's, black people get together and start pull against one another. Even some black people now, me show some black people now back up Donald Trump and the things we hear up there,
Yeah, but
do some black people back him up.
and to tell you the truth, that is their right. We have to admit that is their right. This is the kind of world we have to live in. We have to accept that that is their right to support Donald Trump if they wish. Now, for a lot of us, that would be foolish. That would make no sense, but that is their right.
And Brother Blake, I know that is their right. But that is their right to see their brothers and sisters slaughtering because of a racist. And you're going to talk about you're going to stand up to that and back up that? Because you stand on the side of justice? Okay then, Brother Blake.
Sure.
Somebody get a chance.
Of course, and a lot of us look on and we think, how on earth could any logical thinking, sane, rational person support that view? Support that individual? But that is their right, and we have to live with that. We can't harass ourselves and kill ourselves over the fact that some persons think differently from us. That is my view. That is how I approach life. I'm sorry. That is how it is. Okay, we have another caller? Yes, we do. I want to get just the question that the lady raised about 500 for 4,000. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, hello?
Yes, sir. Yeah, welcome to Frank and Candid.
I just wanted to call again real quick, man, because what I don't really understand or like about black people is we don't like to support our own, man. You know what I mean? A black man is going to get shoot down in an incident with the police, and then you're going to have these kind of callers that can call in and say, oh, he brought it on himself. You see what I'm saying? I really don't support that type of stuff, because if a man pull a knife on you and you got a gun, I still don't really believe that it gives you the right to shoot that man, because, you know what I'm saying? You cannot take a knife to a gunfight. If you see what way I'm taking this, if you understand where I'm going with this, the police officers, they were trained in a way that to diffuse the situation. If a black man pull a knife on them or is giving them trouble in the street or something, why can't they shoot that man like in the leg or something? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
this is where I'm just trying to get you a feedback from you with just that, what I'm saying.
Okay, and
you understand?
Yes, definitely. I understand where you're going with that.
All right.
Okay, thank you. We have other callers. Let's take one or two more. Hello.
Hello. Brother Blake. The answer to the lady about the $5,000 or what, miss? Anybody call you on the phone and tell you that nonsense? Tell them don't call back the phone. Because that is scam. They are con artists, so tell them get off your phone. Don't even think about it. That's the answer to that question, Miss Lady.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Basically, we have long heard, and we should believe that if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. And anyone who's asking me to send him or her or them $500, and then we will be rewarded with $5,000 or 10,000 or a million or whatever the figure is. That to me speaks loudly and clearly of something fallacious, something dishonest, something wrong. So I would recommend to the lady that she dismisses that, pay no attention, and certainly don't send 1 cent. Not $500, not 500 cents. Just dismiss it. And I think we have been warned by the authorities to be aware of these scams. And these have been around for a long time. Many persons have lost sometimes their entire life savings as a result of falling victim. So ma'am, leave it alone. It is not real. Hello.
Yeah, Mr. Blake, I think people, especially at our adult, we have to be very careful with these calls that come in and tell us that we win this and we win that, and you have to give that to get this, and because I have a family member, and she said one time somebody called her and tell her that she won, I think I do $50,000 or something to that effect. And there and then on the line, she tell the person, she said, how can I win $50,000 when I didn't participate in no contest? And this is what people got to start doing. These people, that making these bogus calls to them. You want to tell me I win something when I didn't participate in no contest?
Yeah, and then others simply tell them, look, all right, you say I win You say I've won 4,000 and I must send you 500 in order for you to do this and that. Why not just deduct? Why not just deduct the 500 from the 4,000 and send me the rest?
Exactly, yeah, and send you the balance.
Right, and they don't ever respond.
Right, but
Right.
you see, they want your bank statement, they want this. Oh,
Yeah,
come on.
right. Some people tell them,
be
look.
more vigilant and, look out for these, look out for these camps.
Some people would tell them, look, you say I need to send you 500, but I'm going to be generous. Just take 1,000 from the 4,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just 500, man. I'm giving you 1,000. Man, matter of fact, take 2,000. Take 2,000. Just send me the other 2,000.
Right.
But they don't respond.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your input as well. Yeah, those are scams, lady. Hello.
Hello, I believe they're talking about the Susuhan, the partnership one they're talking about.
Excuse me, could you repeat yourself, please?
I believe they're talking about the Susuhan and the partnership. You know the partnership.
No. That's not what they're talking about, sir.
Yeah, that's what I believe they're talking about. When you got the partnership going around and think people don't get back the money.
No, I don't think that's what you're referring to at all. Partnerships are what do you call it? There's another name for it. Right. That is not what he's referring to. That's not what the lady was referring to at all, because people paying their monthly contribution, and at the end of a certain period, 5 months, 10 months, a year, they get a lump sum, and everybody shares in that. That's totally different from someone calling you on the phone or sending you a letter or messaging by email telling you you've won 5,000, but they need $2,000 or they need a certain amount to process all the various handling fees and so on and so forth. That's what we're talking about. Hello, good morning, caller.
Yeah, Mr. Blake, the last caller, there's something something like that going around also. Yeah, but I know the one
There's something like that going around. I'm not familiar with that. So could you...
Pardon me?
There's something like that going around. Could you give us some more detail? How does that go? Because
they're telling you to you have to give them either $1,350,
right,
and then you have to bring 2 extra persons.
Yeah, but how could that be if you're not involved in a partner hand?
Yeah, exactly.
If you're not involved in a partner hand, then that can't apply to you. That's one. And if you are involved in a partner hand,
exactly
then you know what
the saying before the previous call what I made, because if you know you're not participating in something, how can somebody call you and tell you that?
Yeah, well, Mr. Boyne, if you are involved in a partner hand, you know what the details are. You know how much you pay.
I know who's running my partner hand.
Exactly. So even that nobody should be fall victim to that either. After all,
that's why people got to be very, very careful, because I mean,
you know how the thing, how the scheme operates.
People falling for this thing. Anyway, Mr. Blake, that's my little bit.
Yeah, I'm saying that people should know the details of the various operations in which they are involved. So they should not really, let themselves be fooled. Welcome to Frank and Candid, sir.
Hello?
Ma'am, yes, welcome.
Yes, good morning. Yeah, I was just going to tell you what the last caller said. The lady's talking about this thing called susu. It's like a pyramid. You have to bring... I go in, if they require you to start with 1,500, you put in your 1,500, and then they require you to bring on two other person to join. So it's like a pyramid. You're building a pyramid, but in the thing of it, only really the person in the middle, the bigger up, really benefit. The person in the last back, they really can't reach up to the pyramid, because when you look the pyramid, they break up, and it's like you're always starting this pyramid over. So you're never gonna get that money back. Really, don't do it. Don't get involved in that.
So how does the scheme work? What is the scheme asking folks to do?
They're asking you to pay this money. It's like they're telling you, come in with $500.
Yes.
30 now.
Yeah, whatever the amount is. Whatever the amount is,
They
yes.
ask you to come in with.
Yes.
And you give them that money.
Yes.
And after you give them that money, they're telling you have to get, you have to get 2 other people. You bring 2 of your friends in, and it's like your friend bringing 2 of their friends, and their friends bringing 2 of their friends.
Okay.
It's like they're building this pyramid.
Yeah, just one question.
Because, for example, I had joined Herbalife. And when I joined Herbalife is like this. You have a supervisor, somebody under the supervisor, somebody under that person. So the more person you bring in, If I bring in someone under me, when I joined Herbalife, I started with, I think it was $1,300. I started at the top. But if I don't bring in anybody to join, if I'm not able to get sign on anybody, I really don't make any money. But the person that I join above, like I order the Herbalife product, that person above always get a percentage of what product I order. And if I don't put nobody else on the team, it's like I'm just there floating. I don't ever make any money except off of my personal product that I sell.
Okay, now in the context of St. Kitts, if a lady in St. Kitts is approached by another lady in St. Kitts to do this, I think that's a totally different environment, a totally different situation from if the lady in St. Kitts gets this information from someone abroad.
I think the scheme is all over the Caribbean now, where people have this susu, they call it susu. It's almost like a partner hand, but it's different from a partner hand, because a partner hand, you just put your money in and you don't have to bring anybody in. A partner hand could start with 500 people, 5 people. Every week I pay my $100. If it's 5 people in it, at the end of the week, whoever you get, that's $500.
Okay, thank you very much.
The big social thing is that you have to get somebody. You have to put in your money, and you have to get other people to join. So then those people have to also come in with money.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Let me read here, before I take another call, an advisory from the Eastern Caribbean Securities Regulations Committee. The Eastern Caribbean Securities Regulatory Commission, the Eastern Caribbean Securities Regulatory Commission, ECSRC, advises the public in the member countries of the Eastern Caribbean Union to be aware of fraudulent investment offerings that are being circulated via the internet and other channels. These scams, and notice that's what they are. These scams are currently being promoted using the COVID-19 pandemic as a cover to target unsuspecting or vulnerable individuals in times of economic stagnation and downturns. They include pyramid schemes, unauthorized forex trading, false COVID-19 related investments, and work from home and personal finance scams. A pyramid scheme is a fraudulent investment offering that profits almost solely through the recruitment of other participants into the program. The ECSRC warns the public to be on the alert for the following red flags of a pyramid scheme. 1. Emphasis on recruiting new participants to join the scheme, as the lady was just referring to. 2. Promise of a high return over a short time. 3. No genuine product or service is offered. And 4. Complex commission structure. It goes on to give some more information and says the ECSRC also warns of other types of financial scams which all seek to capitalize on the unprecedented anxiety caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, such as work-from-home scams, personal finance scams, and others. All of these schemes are usually operated in violation of the law, so they are illegal. And how should one protect himself? One should protect himself or herself by being suspicious of persons who contact you to invest quickly or promise high returns on your investment. 2. Protect yourself by considering seeking financial advice or guidance before you invest. Very good. Consider seeking financial advice or guidance from experts in the field before you invest. And 3, ensure that any individual or firm with which you conduct such business is licensed or authorized by the relevant authority to engage in such activity. The ECSRC will continue to warn the public to take the necessary measures to prevent fraud in the Caribbean. All right. So thank you very much. That was my good friend
Q.
The Q, providing that information, and I believe that it helps to clarify the matter. Let's take this caller. Hello? Hello, caller?
Yeah, Brother Blake.
Yes.
Yeah, people could go ahead and join up with these scams because it's reality happening for you. Up to yesterday, a lady was showing me on her phone that these people, I think $500, you could go up to $10,000. And people here don't into it and gain the money. But let me tell you something, it's something to do with the Illuminati. When they cannot come up with the money and they got to lose one of the loved one or your child also, they're going to know what's really going on. People better keep out of these things. People better work hard for their money. Nobody going in for nothing to lose but a break. You understand?
Yeah, I don't know if people have
You're going to get $500 and then you're going to get 10,000.
I don't know if people have to work hard for money. They need to work honestly. Not necessarily hard, but they need to work honestly for their money.
Yeah, honestly for the money. Yeah. Because they got a children, they got a thing. And when you look at the children or the child doing an accident or doing something because of them stupid things to put themselves into. Because I made to understand this thing had to do with Illuminati. Nobody going to take up money and give it away so easy. Okay. For the break.
Very well. Thanks for that advice. We have another caller? Okay. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Morning, Mr. Blake. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Well, I'm glad that you just read that information because it's amazing how sometimes person get caught up in these things. And the thing about it, what these people do, sometimes they go to the phone book and they just pick somebody randomly.
Definitely, yes.
And they test you. Because I remember before my grandmother passed away, one day she said, well, listen, how these people know my number? I said, Granny, all they did, they went to the phone book, your number came up, and they just call it.
Right.
And they test you to see what you will fall for.
What your response is, yes.
Exactly. And the thing about it, once you start to question them, then you, as you rightly say, they disappear. But if they realize you're facilitating them, okay, they say, okay, then this person seems to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
This person is desperate. And these things always happen anytime you have some kind of disaster, a pandemic. These people come up on this online.
Yeah, they capitalize on. Imagine capitalizing on people's weakness.
Exactly, and you gotta be so careful with this internet.
Absolutely.
There's so many scams is on this internet, so people just have to be careful because once you get caught up in these things and you give out your information, as the old people will say, dog eat your supper.
Well, you can't get it back.
Can't get it back. So I'll advise person just be careful if you didn't play, as you rightly say. If I didn't play, I didn't participate, and you're calling me and you say I win $10,000. Well, take out the money, all whatever fees, take it out and then send the rest for me.
Exactly.
That's all.
I mean, it's simple.
It's simple, but it's amazing. Some intelligent person get caught up in it.
Man, so I know a good friend of mine, a promising businessman who was doing pretty well. Lost, I think, more than $1 million.
I'm telling you.
You know, he was promised about 10 times the amount that he sent, and the guy fell for that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Lost. He hasn't recovered up to now.
Yeah, so people just have to be careful with it, and they always come around when you have these kind of period, is a pandemic or something, so people just have to be very particular.
And on the P's and Q's. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Blake.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's take another caller. Hello?
Hey, Mr. Blake.
Yes, sir.
Do you think Kim Collins would have win the 100 meters if he never entered the race?
That's impossible.
Right. So therefore, when they come with this nonsense, nobody going to give him money easy. No, they have to walk you out, wear you down, before you get 1 penny, never mind $10,000.
Exactly.
I have a good friend, and I surprised that a person like he let them the fool he and almost turn him Paul crazy.
Right.
Like the last caller said, they get in the phone book and they just call the number random. Well, they happen to call the wrong number at more than one random, and the kind of alphabet I give them, hear me? He had enough police to summon me with the kind of award I give them, and they ain't call back. Put them in the place. Thank you, Brother Blake.
Thank you. All right, we have yet another caller.
Mr. Blake.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Blake, I'm wondering why Flo.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, my apologies. Carry on.
Our service provider Flo do not come out and denounce that same thing, because I receive on my phone some contests coming out of Flo and saying that I answered us a couple of questions about Flo, about my account, and they say I won either an iPhone or a Galaxy, and I must choose one. So, okay, going through is Flo. I know Flo. We choose the iPhone. But here they're telling me I must pay $1 single customs charge. $1 single customs charge in order for me to get the phone. And the whole transaction is online via credit card. So I ponder and think, am I going to give out my banking information for $1?
Exactly.
They're giving me an iPhone that costs so much for free. Why don't they just pay the $1? Why should I give my PIN, my banking information for $1?
And that's gone, you know. Once you give it out, that's it.
But what I'm saying, I don't think I am the only one, and a creditable company like Flo should come out and let the public know that, hey, this is somebody using their name. They're not involved. Because I can't go compromise my bank account for $1.
Yes, ma'am.
$1? No way. All right, Mr. Blake.
I agree with that. Thank you. And here, that's a call to Flo to be more proactive in this respect. Hello, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, let me say something about what I'm speaking about, right? Because they just target me too. Sometimes they call from America and tell me about my car insurance, and I tell them I do not have a car. Sometimes they call about my gas, I tell them I ain't living in America. One time one of them called me and tell me I must go on my computer because it show up that my Microsoft game problem. Tell me to go on my computer and put on this, and I tell him I'm not going to do it. He say, "Young call police to me because me incorporating with him." And you know who they just target a lot? A lot of senior citizens. They just call them.
Definitely.
I was watching on YouTube at time, and these some young man in Jamaica that target these senior citizens and draw out their whole account. So people have to be very careful. You know?
Definitely.
They have to be very careful. They just want them here in America. Be careful with these telemarketers. They're coming out in a different form. They speak so nice. Oh, morning, how are you today? And you just win this amount of money and all them kind of things. So people are be careful with them. You hear? They're doing it anyway. I want to go there. But I just be careful.
Thank you.
Just be careful. The Jamaica and them, they're doing it to a lot of senior citizens. Bye. That's my input for today.
Thank you. Let's take another caller.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Mr. Blake, good morning. On a different note, I listened to your program last week, and you had a few guests on the program. Can you recall?
Of course, I have had several guests over the past week.
Yes. These particular persons I'm referring to was of a sort of faith-based, religious.
Oh yeah, from some ladies from the meditation center. 2 ladies and a gentleman.
Yes. Well, I called in and I asked a few questions which I, had on mind, and
You advise that you should turn up at the center for.
Yes, Mr. Blake.
Yes.
But I don't see that as really relevant, because if persons are gonna come to the general public, I don't see that me as an individual should be the only one to be the beneficiary of whatever information they would want to have.
No, to be fair to them, they were inviting all and sundry to turn up at the center. Not just you alone, all and sundry, including those who did not have any questions. They were just inviting folks to come to the center, learn about the benefits of meditation. But the question you asked, the suggestion was that it was a profound question, and that they didn't have enough time, and perhaps were not prepared. I don't know, but they certainly would not have had enough time. We're very limited for time here. On Frank and Candid, they would not have had enough time to adequately answer the question. So, in order to do justice to your question, they were inviting you to the center, which seemed fair to me. But not that they came to the public and then couldn't answer a question that the public asked. There were a number of times when questions are asked, but except you want a shallow, superficial answer, in order to get a detailed, satisfactory answer, it's best maybe that you follow it up at a different point and in a different place.
Because I am of the view that I don't think me myself should be of the beneficiary of any information, because I am of certain persuasion that what information or the message that was sent out by the messiahs or the many messages that would have come in certain to certain people in the dispensation of time was told to put their light on the top of the mountain and not to hide it under the bed, or so to speak, so that all will be enlightened by that light. So I am of that type, that would want other persons to benefit from whatever I have to offer, or whatever, if I come to the general public, and not just on an individual basis.
And that's a noble position to take. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I believe in an enlightenment, the enlightenment of all souls, and not just on an individual basis.
But between the two of us, I would still encourage you to pay the center a visit, and see what can be gleaned from what they have to offer.
Mr. Blake, I have come to the conclusion also that my not just as an individual, but others can attest to it, that we have come from a very long history, at minimum 40,000 years. And so certain things that we might see today it might just be from the periphery, fragments from the periphery of a more intricate thing that we have inherited, and it lays dormant in our DNA and otherwise, that we do have. We can inculcate, we can harness from within and present it. Because we are so fragmented today that it's like a jigsaw puzzle in which we have to put together. And so I am coming from that persuasion that it is within us. And I understood the meditation aspect of it, and I'm all for that. But someone gave a date about some 5,000 year old history. I am coming from an history at minimum 40,000 years. Some of us can trace our DNA back to about 80,000 years. And so we have it. It is here. It's just that we have to just harness it.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
You're
All
welcome.
right. We have another caller. Hello? Oh, we missed him. That's a shame. Right. As we get closer to the end of our discussion here, tomorrow, of course, we will have a guest or two. But there are so many issues that have been raised. The question of how blacks are treated in the United States and the call for leaders in the Caribbean, beginning right here in St. Kitts, to let the rest of the world know that the maltreatment of blacks generally and largely at the hands of law enforcement should stop. But of course, there are those of us who ask the question, how are we treating ourselves? How are we treating each other? How are we as black people dealing with other black people? Personally, I am not satisfied that we are doing the right thing when it comes to how we handle one another. And I believe that charity begins at home. I believe that we as black people have been treated unfairly. We have been beaten up and beaten down. We have been lied to and lied on, maybe much more so than any other set of people, because we have not found the strategy. We have not found the recipe for binding ourselves together, for uniting ourselves as one. And so, of course, when a group, a class, a set is divided, it's easier to manipulate, to rule. And because I believe we have not been united, neither in our communities or in our countries or in our region or in the world, other people take advantage of that. And so I believe that if we want the United States and other countries, because recently we heard about China was treating persons from certain countries in Africa, if we want that to stop, we have to let the world know that we are together. I've heard a number of African countries, particularly the leader of Ghana, bring this same question to the fore, that we as black people need to unite ourselves first and foremost in order for the rest of the world to respect us as a group. But they know that it is easy to deal with this individual because his colleagues are not going to support him, because even amongst his own people of his own race, there is division, there is aggression, there is violence. So we stand a better chance of inflicting violence on him, because even within his own ranks, there is dissent. So I believe that we need to really begin to look first at ourselves. We, as black people here in St. Kitts, in the Caribbean, on the mother continent, and throughout the world, we need to begin to reassess, revisit the way we consider treatment of one another. In my books, it's as simple as that. Well, it's as simple as that. It's not a simple thing to do, because it calls for so many changes. It calls for revolution. It calls for a massive paradigm shift in the way we think, which would then govern the way we behave. But certainly, I want to repeat what I started by saying earlier. In as much as blacks are not being treated correctly in my books, in many cities in the United States, and in as much as they have a right to demonstrate, to protest, and they should be free to do that without let or hindrance, under no circumstance should they resort to destroying other people's property by smashing vehicles, burning vehicles, smashing, looting, and burning business and private entities. I will not support that under any circumstance. And I believe I have no mercy for those persons who are arrested for and subject to the regular penalties for engaging in those kinds of behaviors. That to me cannot be tolerated. And it seems to me that we are destroying our own cause by saying that we want to be treated a certain way, yet we engage in these illegal, unlawful, dangerous, violent, deadly behaviors. And we are inflicting them in the protests, and they are being inflicted on persons who are totally innocent. Individuals, no doubt, who perhaps support the Black Lives Matter cause, their premises, their vehicles, their businesses are being destroyed because it is random and it is wanton. I think that should stop. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being a part of Frank and Candid today, Wednesday. I want to wish you a very successful and productive day. And tomorrow we will have a guest or two to take us through a particular subject matter. Let us hope that the experiment which has begun today at the new bus terminal on the Bay Road, that it works well, and that they recognize the particular stakeholders recognize the glitches and the creases, and can iron them out and solve them in quick time. We wish them success. Thank you very much once again, and please do the right thing. Blessings.
ZIZ Radio, entertaining the nation, enjoyed by the world.
My name is John Barsa, and I'm the Acting Administrator for the U.S. Agency for International Development. The U.S. is working